Welcome to Climate News. I'm Erin and this is Sydney.
Today we are talking about a very serious topic, climate change.
This is a controversial topic, but we will show both sides on it. But first, let's educate you on the topic of climate change.
Glaciers are melting, which cause flooding, sea levels are rising, cloud forests are dying, and the wildlife is scrambling to keep pace.
Arctic sea ice is now declining at a rate of 12.8% per decade, relative to the 1981 to 2010 average.
Sea level rise is caused primarily by two factors related to global warming: the added water from melting ice sheets and the glaciers that are expanding seawater as it warms.
Climate scientists looking at the data and facts agree that the planet is warming. The average temperature of the Earth has risen between 0.4 and 0.9 degrees Celsius over the past 100 years.
Scientists from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate carrying out global warming research have recently predicted that the average global temperatures could increase between 1.4 and 5.8 degrees Celsius by the year 2100.
Data from NASA's Gravity Recovery and Climate Experience show Greenland lost an average of 281 billion tons of ice per year between 1993 and 2016.
While Antarctica lost about 119 billion tons during the same time. This rate of Antarctica ice mass loss has tripled in the last decade.
Changes resulting from global warming may include rising of sea levels due to melting of polar ice caps, as well as an increase in occurrence and severity of storms and other severe weather events.
The oceans have absorbed much of the increased heat, with the top 700 meters of the ice showing warming of the more than 0.4 degrees Fahrenheit since 1969.
One side argues that the main cause of the current global warming trend is due to humans impacting the environment.
Scientists believe that the choices we make every day affect our environment.
Choices such as our day-to-day lifestyles, cars, our need for farmland and agriculture, and our love for all types of plastics.
While climate change has happened in the past, it happened over a long period of time. These most recent climate changes are happening fast, and climate experts are blaming humans for that.
In the past 10 years, they had to change the little map on the back of seed plants. Where do you plant your crops? Our crops have to be outside because of the rise in temperature, and we need to protect those plants and keep them in a warm area because it matters if the crops are getting too much heat and humidity.
We release massive amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere by burning coal, gas, oil, and jet fuel. We also like to destroy natural carbon things like the Amazon rainforest. And in place of those rainforests, we like putting other things such as factories and manufacturing machines. Carbon dioxide in our atmosphere has increased 40% since the 1800s.
Greenhouse gases are a gas that contributes to the greenhouse effect by absorbing infrared radiation, as known as trapping heat in our atmosphere. Humans depend on fossil fuels for heating, transportation, and electricity. As humans burn fossil fuels, they release greenhouse gases.
The major gases produced by humans being carbon dioxide and methane.
Landfills and meat industry creates enormous amounts of methane every year. When vegetation is digested through cows and pigs, methane is released. When methane is released into the air, so are the greenhouse gases.
The carbon dioxide that is being released into our atmosphere has gone from 280 parts per million in the pre-industrial era to 400 parts per million today, which affect the Earth's temperature.
Emissions from our cars and power plants and an increase of the amount of radiation the sun emits are examples of forcings that drive temperature rise. The first one by trapping heat and the second one by increasing energy, which translate into heat. This is from our cars and our electricity.
Human changes in land use and land cover, such as deforestation and shifts in vegetation patterns, which raises the atmospheric temperatures. Burning biomass on such a large scale like deforestation comes with many consequences.
It is estimated that the total amount of biomass burned by humans make up a whopping 90% of the total number, where natural fires are only around 10%, according to NASA.
Since fires produce carbon dioxide, a major greenhouse gas, biomass burning emission significantly influences the Earth's atmosphere and climate. This means that when the areas are deforested, the carbon dioxide stored in those trees are released into the atmosphere.
Urbanizations, as urban sprawl moves into forested areas, It greatly contributes to climate change while also threatening the natural environment and biodiversity. According to one study, projected urban expansion could consume hundreds and thousands of hectares worth of key biodiversity hotspots over the next 20 years. Nitrous oxide, a powerful greenhouse gas produced by soil cultivation practices, especially the use of commercial and organic fertilizers, fossil fuel combustion, nitric acid production, and biomass burning, all of which manufacturers and factory workers do.
Okay. The other side does believe the world atmosphere is warming, but they refuse to believe it's because of humans.
This side believes that the Earth's temperature have always warmed and cooled, and that the rise in global temperatures is only a part of the Earth's natural temperature changes. According to a 2011 study published in the Asia-Pacific Journal of Atmospheric Science.
Global warming and cooling are primarily caused to fluctuations in the sun's heat, solar forcing, not by human activity, according to the 2007 study published in Energy and Environment.
Also, climate change can affect the Earth's tilt, which then affects the climate change. So it's a weirdly balanced relationship, going back and forth, not involving humans in any way.
Water vapor, the most abundant greenhouse gas, but importantly, it acts as a feedback to the climate. Water vapor increases the Earth's atmosphere warmth, but so does the possibility of clouds and precipitation.
Water vapor is a natural cause, and humans don't control how that works, and they don't control how it often happens.
Greenhouse gases are not due to the natural human processes because human burn fossil fuels are different from natural carbon dioxide, in which human burn carbon dioxide does not directly impact the atmosphere.
So now that we've given you information on the topic,
where do you stand?